Hello, everybody. It is Jonathan from Radio Tokyo, and I'm sure you can guess by the title of this particular video that you're listening to right now uh, that, yeah, WoW subscriptions have been announced. It was not expected until tomorrow, believe it or not. The expected date was August 5th for when the second quarter subscriber numbers would be announced. But Blizzard surprised everybody and did it about 3.5 hours ago. Um, I actually just now saw it. Otherwise, I would have discussed it sooner. But I've spent, the past 15, 20 minutes reading different opinions about this. So I'm going to just read this initial statement right here. This was from the conference call at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Blizzard Entertainment had the largest online player community in its history, with Q2 MAUs up 50% year over year. The World of Warcraft ended the quarter at 5.6 million subscribers. Blizzard revenues are up year over year based on strong performance across the expanding Blizzard portfolio. On June 23rd, 2015, Blizzard Entertainment released Fury of Hellfire, one of the largest non-expansion content updates to date for World of Warcraft. This new content helped stabilize the subscriber numbers towards the end of the quarter. World of Warcraft remains the #1 subscription-based MMORPG in the world. Now, what this is saying is pretty simple right here. We are at 5.6 million people. Last year in quarter two, World of Warcraft was down to 6.8 million, and that was a result of the rather long time period that Siege of Orgrimmar was out. In fact, it was about 14 months. It was little. It was the longest patch ever. Uh, when players began getting ready in quarter three of 2014, uh, the numbers shot up to 7.4. And just before Warlords of Draenor released, there was 10 million subscribers. Quarter one, as we all know, it was back down to 7.1, so it had even out just the quarter three numbers, and now we're down to 5.6. So that means World of Warcraft has seen a 1.5 million drop from Q1. Now that's very low. That's very, very low. It is the lowest that it's ever been. But we are about 40 hours away from the new expansion being announced at Gamescom. It is fully expected that subscriber numbers will shoot back up. So the next 2 days, if you're a regular player and you have seen some of your friends have gone away for a while, things might get better. When 6.2 was announced, and right around that point in time, a few people came back for a little bit. When it was announced that you could play, or whether you could pay with in-game currency, the gold token, some people came back. When the new models were introduced, some people came back. So we're looking at a possible recurrence here. Now, it may not be enough to get people up to 10 million again, but it might help keep the game afloat. And as we discussed in a past episode, this is effectively Blizzard trying to get as much money out of this game as they possibly can. Now, that is not a bad thing. From a business standpoint, that's really good. The next couple months are going to have, obviously, starting 2 days from now, the Gamescom announcement for the next expansion. Then in November, we're going to have BlizzCon, and the World of Warcraft movie is due out next year. So the next year uh, for us, not the quarter, is going to be pretty telling about what's going to happen. Um, I'm willing to say that because Blizzard has already announced that they are expecting to put they're intending, rather not expecting, to put out new content pretty regularly. That there's going to be a new expansion roughly every year. You know, every 12 months or so, maybe year and a half at most. I'm not sure. Uh, a lot of people are of the opinion that Warlords of Draenor is one of the worst expansions possible, and this is a player. And a lot of people I know who were around during Cataclysm said the same thing about Cataclysm. How much worse off it was compared to Wrath of the Lich King, which is still by far the most favorite expansion of all. Um, Myself personally, I've kind of liked Warlords of Draenor. I have had some severe problems once I got to the end game content. It's been very much of a letdown, but the leveling experience this expansion has been a lot more enjoyable compared, to past expansions. Now that we have, full BOA gear and guild perks and everything else, it's a lot easier to level a character. And particularly going into Cataclysm content, you realize just how short some of the leveling experiences in those particular areas of content are. Burning Crusade content and Wrath of the Lich King content currently have the longest, other than just vanilla content. So the first three halves of the game are kind of slow, and then it's super super quick through Kata and Pandaria. But Draenor can take anywhere depending on how quickly you level, it can take you anywhere from a few hours to maybe a day, day and a half, which is still relatively quick. But the in-game experience for a lot of people is where it's all at, and Blizzard seems to have let a lot of people down. Particularly the PvP community seems to have been let down the most. But I'm hoping, and I think the general consensus is among the player base, that we're hoping that this next expansion will not only bring some people back to the game, but will make the game a little more enjoyable. Maybe Blizzard will be able to fix, some of the imbalances in PvP, and we'll get decent content. Now, we have been waiting for patch 6.2 for some time now, and clearly it's not out. My estimate was that we would probably have it in a month, and it's right now about a month and a half, I think. Almost a month and 3/4. So I'm thinking Tuesday next week will be likely. Um, that will put us at about 2 months at that point in time. So that's a good point in time to aim for, particularly because there is a new guide on Wowhead today. It was just uploaded today about how flying in Draenor will make things easier. Now that guide probably would not have been released if Blizzard had not hinted at some point in time that they're going to be putting 6.2 in the game. So, again, the next week, couple weeks, whatever, we're looking at 6.2 coming out. We're looking at everyone getting ready for the next expansion, which will be announced again in 2 days. And yeah, it's just a matter of waiting. But with Blizzard having already said that they're going to be putting out content more regularly, I'm almost certain that we can expect to see something major is going to happen, and it's probably going to bounce subscriber numbers up and down. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. I've already spoken to several people who say that World of Warcraft is dead. If you're a subscriber and you've been hearing, World of Warcraft is dead, the game is ruined, ha ha ha, whatever, it's the same argument that's been being made since at least Wrath of the Lich King. This is the death knell for the game. So just keep an eye out for the game's kind of announcement. We will be doing a show. At least Nick and I will be there. As I mentioned earlier, at least in a Facebook post for sure. Danny has had a loss in her family, so she may not be here. I've already spoken to her. She knows about the shows, and she says if she can make it, she'll try. So if she's not here, don't be too upset with her. But we will be doing coverage of it uh, pretty quickly after the expansion is announced. Uh, Probably no later than an hour or two after everyone else. Rather after the conference itself ends. The panel at Gamescom ends. Our show should be up, so expect quick reaction from us. I already know Wowhead. Immediately following that is going to have their reaction online. So expect reaction from us on Radio Tokyo and from Wowhead and other people. So get ready, guys, because we're getting ready for you. Um, the Friday show will be a normal show since we're doing, this will be the second WoW show this week. I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to just skip doing a Wednesday show just because I'm doing one right now. So look forward to the Thursday show now and the Friday show, and there may be something else I put up this between then and now. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. It depends on what goes on. So get ready, guys and girls. We have 2 days. 2 days. Okay. Keep in mind, 5.6 million is what we're at right now. We're hoping some of our friends come back. Most likely they will. So again, thanks for listening. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe. Remember to like, comment, share this video. Like us on Facebook. The information is down in the description below. Deep breath, guys. Cross your fingers. Things should be looking up soon. We hope. But thanks for listening. Have a great night. Bye bye.